Alright, hey, what's up? I'm Jedediah, and today I'm going to be reviewing these Mercurials. They're Nike Mercurial Vapor AG Elites, and it's going to be a review where I've already worn them for a couple months. As you can tell, they're still dirty. I haven't even really cleaned them. But I'm going to give you insight of what they feel like and how they performed over a period of about like 6 months, right in there, okay? So, breaking them in the beginning when I first got them was not as hard as I anticipated. When I first got them, the material was a little bit like stiff. I have a brand new pair that I'll show you right now. I'm about to make a review of these. These are brand new, and as you can tell, they're pretty stiff. And the inside is pretty stiff. It's still somewhat loose, but they're not the best out of box in my opinion, okay? But when I got them, I wore them in the shower, played them in a bunch, and they slowly did break in very well. And as you can see now, the material is very like loose, but in a good way. It's not too loose where my foot's sliding around inside of the shoe. They still held their shape in a really good way, okay? The AG sole plate I loved because it didn't sacrifice the Air Zoom part on the bottom just because they were AG, which has happened in the past. After a while, you start to not really notice the Air Zoom, and it's not something that you're like, oh my goodness, I am able to run so much faster in these or anything like that. But in the beginning, it does feel cool. So that's one thing to think about. One side effect I will say that I did have a problem with towards the end is, as you can see right there, I don't know if you can see, but there's a crack in the sole plate. So the sole plate did crack, and I believe both of them. Here's a little more obvious one right there. I don't know if you can see that. I will still wear these, and I can't tell, but it's kind of something in the back of my mind that I feel like is a problem. It took probably 3 or 4 months for that to happen, which sounds like a short period of time, but I'm playing games once or twice a week, trainings every day for 2 to 3 hours. So they went through a lot of wear. They held up very nicely on the the attachment from the upper to the insole or the sole plate didn't fall apart at all. So I really like that. I feel like it partly has to do with the AG studs are a little smaller and not as long as the FG ones. And so I believe, like, say hitting long balls or things like that, you're able to get underneath the ball more and not have to dig into the ground as much. I have these that as you can tell, the FG studs are a lot longer. And so say when you're changing direction or when you're hitting long balls, sometimes your studs can get caught in the turf. And I believe that can kind of cause some separation in this part. But these held together really well, and I believe it's partly the AG and partly not digging my foot in the ground. The heel blisters, didn't have any problems with blisters. It took about probably a week and a half to break them in, and that's with alternating from a pair that I already had with this pair. So at trainings, I would wear these for the first 30 minutes, and then I would switch these out for another pair that I'd already been wearing and slowly broke them in. So I never had problems with blisters at all. This part was probably one of my favorite parts of the shoe, which is the tongue and how it's a one-piece upper, which I love. And it is tight enough where you don't have to be lacing them like a ton. Say, for instance, these ones, the tongue, you need to lace them. If you don't lace them, it's going to fall off, or you're probably going to maybe possibly hurt your ankle. These, you still probably should tie them, but for me, if you get the right size, they fit really snugly, and I love that. The sizing, I think, fits really good. It's a tricky thing to figure out your size, and one of the tips I have is if you go on like soccer.com, or if you basically just look at the inside, look at the UK size, the US size, the Euro size, and the centimeters, and you can compare. So find a pair of shoes that you loved that fits you really good, and then try to find out what the UK size is, the US size, and the Euro size, and the centimeter size. And you can compare all those sizes and match them up with the new pair of shoes you want to try. That's something I've used, and so I used US size 7 in these, and they fit perfectly, and I love them. And I've been getting all the newer ones in size 7, so they're still fitting the same. So I would say they're true to size, but it kind of depends on you. And yes, so I really love these. I love the colorway. One complaint I do have with the colors is I kind of like the idea of having the heel or the whole sole plate being the same color. It kind of bugs me that the front part's green and the bottom part's black. I don't know, that's just annoying for me. But I love the swoosh on the side like this. The swoosh across like this isn't bad, but I like this a lot. And it's kind of a clean look when you're looking down on top of it. So yeah, I'm gonna review some other shoes, but these were great. I'm gonna be saying goodbye to them here soon. It's gonna make me cry, but subscribe if you want more videos kind of like this. I'm gonna make a newer video that should be coming out soon after I post this one on a review of these brand new materials, okay? And I'll try to do a whole break-in process with you guys. So yeah, have a good day. Subscribe, comment, share. Even if you hated the video, let me know in the comments, all right? Thank you so much.